For the faculty members and students taking part in the procession and spoken program, please make your way now to the trophy case at the home plate entrance. Again, faculty members and students taking part in the college procession, please go to the home plate gate trophy case now. Graduates and guests, our ceremony will begin in just a few minutes. Everyone, please take your seats at this time. Please stand for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Please be seated. Graduates and guests, joining us today to recognize and honor our history-making graduating classes of 2020 and 2021 are distinguished guests and leaders from our college and university. Fei Shin, Department Chair, Department of Teacher Education. Corrine Martinez, Department Chair, Department of Liberal Studies. Tim Kern, Director, Single Subject Credential Program. Dawn Haviland, Department Chair of the Educational Leadership Department. Omar Prudencio Gonzalez, President CEO of Associated Students. Neil Schnorr, Chief of Staff, Office of the President. Andy Fee, Director of Athletics. Min Yao, Vice President, Information Technology. Michelle Cheska, Vice President, University Relations and Development. Scott Appel, Vice President, Administration and Finance. Beth Lesson, Vice President, Student Affairs. Lewis Williams, College of Education Outstanding Graduate 2021. Jennifer Montepeque Diaz, College of Education Outstanding Graduate 2020. Rebecca Bustamante, Associate Dean, College of Education. Laura Portnoy, Associate Dean, College of Education. Jana Echeverria, Distinguished Guest Speaker. Kurt Brower, Alumni Council Representative. Shireen Pavri, Dean, College of Education. Jane Close Connolly, President, California State University, Long Beach. In 2018, the university adopted a new alma mater with lyrics by Christian Valdez and music by Kyle Gabriel, composed when both were students in the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music. To perform it for you today, please welcome Nancy Lee Morgan, a member of the current graduating class of the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music. Please stand for our alma mater.
Home to scholars, artists, dreamers, all are welcome here. Maker of tomorrow's leaders, forward through the years. Love for all that came before us, in our hearts we hold. Always honor, truth and justice, always black and gold. Rise and innovate forever, ever higher reach. All our lives we shall remember beautiful Long Beach.
Graduates and guests, please welcome the Dean of the College of Education, Dr. Shireen Pavri.
President Connolly, honored guests, members of the faculty, staff, classes of 2020 and 2021, relatives, and friends of our graduates. As Dean of the College of Education, I welcome you to the 71st Annual Commencement Ceremonies of California State University, Long Beach. College of Education, classes of 2020 and 2021, congratulations on your graduation. This past year has certainly posed a unique set of trials and hardships, but you made the most of the situation. You surpassed the challenges and you succeeded. Along with all of the faculty and staff in the college, I am so proud of you. And I'm so happy that we can celebrate this momentous occasion together in person. There have been so many people who have helped you along your educational journey. Faculty who have guided and challenged you, staff who have advised and assisted you, and most importantly, family and friends who have loved and supported you through your degree and credential programs. Graduates, please take this moment to stand and give them your thanks. Please be seated. If you are first in your family to graduate with a degree or credential, would you please stand and be recognized? You have blazed a trail for many in your community. Congratulations. And if you are a parent or a caregiver, please stand and be recognized. This past year particularly has given you a new appreciation for what it means to juggle responsibilities and manage your time. And you have accomplished this successfully. As educators, we now stand at the threshold of transformative change. It is exciting that now we're seeing more financial investment in education than ever before. People have come to understand and appreciate the important role that educators play in our society. What we have learned during this pandemic demands that we imagine much needed change in our educational systems. This is the right time to hit the reset button, to leave behind failing policies and practices that have excluded so many for too long. It is time to get to work to design an educational system where all students can thrive. So, what does a reimagined education system look like? A curriculum in which students see themselves and learn to take action. Teaching and support services through relationships, where students' culture serves as a medium for learning. A focus on student well-being, where social and emotional learning share a front seat with academics. Inviting community partners to shape educational institutions alongside professional educators, and sharing power with students and families so they may take charge of their own education. We stand at this fork in the road moment in education. Let's not return to the familiar ways of the past that leave so many behind, but rather let's choose this new path to a more equitable and inclusive education. Classes of 2020 and 2021, you are now alumni of CSULB's College of Education. You are now a member of our rich and diverse Beach alumni community. Did you know that the CSU system has 4 million living alumni? 1 in every 20 Americans with a college degree earned it at the CSU. Isn't that remarkable? I invite you to stay connected with the university and remember that it is your academic home. And please, give back to the next generation of students at the Beach. On behalf of the college's faculty and staff, my warm congratulations to you, classes of 2020 and 2021. Go Beach, go teach, go lead. And now, I hope you will enjoy this video, which I'm pleased to share with the families in attendance today. Our graduates know what a special transformative place CSULB is. This video captures the spirit of determination, creativity, possibility, and service that permeates the Beach and has inspired the dreams of our graduates for over 70 years. Celebrating CSULB, more than a university.
We can see them in the books we read. Where else can we see dinosaurs? And now, to extend her congratulations, I present to you our incredible president of California State University, Long Beach, Dr. Jane Close Connolly.
Thank you, Dean Pavre. I see that Nancy has gone, but wasn't she fantastic singing the alma mater? Wow. Our students are so talented. I have such deep admiration for our 2020 grads whose academic lives were changed over the course of just a few days last spring, and for our 2021 grads who have not seen each other for over 14 months and yet have accomplished what must have seemed impossible just a year ago. You have held to your dreams tenaciously, and I admire your family, friends, your faculty and staff who have sacrificed and supported for your success. Thank you very much, all those who were supporters of our graduates. Graduation speeches often give new grads some important life advice and encourage them to change the world. However, for right now, I urge you all just to take a breath and join me in a few moments of reflection. Look around at this unique and wonderful venue and all who have gathered around you. Think of how you'll see Angel Stadium as so much more than a ballpark for the rest of your lives. Look toward your friends, your classmates, your family, your friends. I hope you can feel their love and support. Yes, you earned your degree, but nobody does that alone. Drink in this moment of personal accomplishment and shared effort. Try to fix this feeling into your neural connections, into your brain, so you can go back to it whenever you need or want. You might close your eyes just for a moment and create a picture and a feeling of you accomplishing something challenging and wonderful like a university degree, which you've done. Something perhaps that you may have occasionally doubted was possible. Just sit with that feeling that you did it. I hope you can feel the love that others have for you and the love you have for them. Remember to feel love and kindness toward yourselves. Educators are often so busy giving that they don't take as good care of themselves as they should. Know that you are unique and lovable. Let it truly sink in that there are no other yous in the universe. Few things are more profound or amazing to me. I hope you can etch into your hearts these feelings, your strengths, your bounce backs, and the power of relationship and community. Take a moment to savor these events now so that you can recall them each time you confront self-doubt or external challenges in the future. And perhaps promise yourselves today not to take the good for granted or to fixate on the bad. Celebrate every good thing and learn from mistakes or difficulties. I hope you, like me, will remember this ceremony, the feelings, the faces, as a milestone on our journey to our next normal. I'm not sure how we'll be changed because of our pandemic experiences, but I do know that I am grateful that I had Beach students, faculty, staff, administrators, alumni, and other community partners with me on this trip. I am grateful that I had all of you. You didn't take your eyes off your aspirations, you persevered, and instead of being victims of circumstances, you all did something as rare as it is wonderful. You're university graduates, wow. Now what? Well, there's a lot going on in all sectors of our world. The economy is predicted to roar back for people with college degrees, so check. You got this covered. I'll be excited to hear about and learn about all your next professional and educational adventures. I'm sure you're already fired up to save our planet, reform our criminal justice system, eliminate poverty, dismantle systemic racism, and remove all the disparities in our health and educational systems. While I'm not sure what you'll do after you've finished all that, I know it will be important, worth your expertise, and I know you will serve the public good. So to all the members of our beach family, here, near, and far, take care of yourselves. Please take care of others. Stay connected. And go Beach 2020, go Beach 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, President Connolly. At this time, I would like to recognize the distinguished speaker for this year's College of Education commencement ceremony, Dr. Jana Echeverria. Dr. Echeverria is both alumna and professor emerita at California State University, Long Beach, where she also received the university's Outstanding Professor Award. A founding researcher and creator of the PSYOP model, Dr. Echeverria's research focuses on effective instruction for English learners, including those with learning disabilities. Her publications include over 60 books, book chapters, and journal articles. She has presented her research throughout the United States and across the world, including at Oxford University, Wits University, Harvard and Stanford Universities, University of Barcelona, and Southeast Europe University in Macedonia, where she was a Fulbright specialist. Dr. Echeverria received her PhD in education from UCLA. She is a member of the California Reading Hall of Fame and serves as an expert on English learners for the U.S. Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. Please join me in recognizing the College of Education's distinguished guest speaker, Dr. Jana Echeverria.
I'm honored to be here today. Dean Pavri, faculty, proud parents, family and friends, and most especially graduating students, thank you so much for inviting me. It's a privilege to deliver the commencement address for this incredible group of students who have persevered through one of the most challenging times in the history of the world. I'm reminded of a quote by Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor. There are uses to adversity, and they don't reveal themselves until tested, whether it's a serious illness, financial hardship, or the simple constraint of parents who speak limited English. Difficulty can tap your unexpected strengths. Each one of you has tapped your strength, your perseverance. You've already experienced adversity and you have come through the other side, and you're to be congratulated. This is a momentous time in your lives. You're deciding on next jobs, next steps, careers, further education. As I thought about my remarks today, I reflected on some lessons I've learned and would like to share with you. First, go the extra mile. I was the only person in my family who went to college. I lived at home and commuted to Long Beach State while working as a waitress to pay for tuition and expenses. Would it be tacky to mention here that my mom charged me rent to live at home? Okay. Given my background, my greatest ambition was to finish college and become a special education teacher. I was passionate about it, and I still am. I went the extra mile and got my bilingual certification to prepare me to work as a special education teacher. I had no idea the doors that would open as a result. Many times, you don't want to do something extra, to serve on a committee, to attend a professional development seminar, to take the lead on a project. It takes extra work and time, but often these are the most rewarding and valuable experiences. You never know the benefits you'll reap. As writer Israel Moore Ivor says, people may teach you, people may advise you, people may inspire you, but it takes you to go the extra mile and make an indelible impact. Second, be willing to take risks. When I was a high school teacher working on my master's degree in bilingual special education in the evenings, I was very content in my job. One of my graduate professors, Stephen B. Ross, offered me a position, an opportunity to teach English at the university in Taiwan. That was before we had the internet. Yes, I am that old. And it seemed crazy to leave a secure teaching position and go across the world. Half of my friends keep thinking I was going to Thailand. Anyway, I took the risk. It was hard. There was initial culture shock and loneliness. Phone calls were very expensive, and it was almost impossible to get a clear connection, and letters took 2 weeks to deliver. But it was the single best decision of my life to that point. It was truly life-changing. I learned the beauty of another country's culture, its people, and language. I also developed a strong sense of independence and the inner strength to do things that I had never even dreamed of previously. When I returned to the US, I resumed my teaching career. One day, a colleague contacted me about a teaching position at Loyola Marymount University in bilingual special education. At that time, I was the only person in California who had a degree in bilingual special education. Remember the benefit of going the extra mile? The position was funded by a 3-year grant, so if I left the district, I'd be giving up all the security that I'd accumulated and step into an unknown future. Having taken one risk, going to Taiwan, empowered me to take another. The experience I gained at LMU prepared me for a position as a professor at Cal State Long Beach, where I worked with amazing colleagues and flourished in my career. For the first 10 years of my career, I never imagined where the path I was on would take me, including writing professional books and being invited to speak all over the world to educators. You can't predict how you'll use your education. As you get older, your interests and your skills will grow and evolve. My advice is to be open to change. Don't be afraid to try something new. It might be changing schools, taking a leadership position, or entering into a professional partnership. Take a risk when opportunity arises. Third, follow your passion. You picked your field of study for a reason. What was the idea or problem or experience that aroused your passion? Identify the things that really resonated with you in your field experiences and your coursework, even those classes you weren't so crazy about. Surround yourself with others who share your passion. I'm fortunate to have collaborated with 2 colleagues for more than 20 years who are equally passionate about educating English learners. And without them, I can humbly say that my career would not have been the same. Our synergy propels us to explore new ideas and projects. Collaborate with others who are passionate and stay away from negativity, the naysayers, those who don't have vision and resent yours. As Albert Einstein said, stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution. I have found those words to be true. During tough periods in your career, and you will have them, tap into your passion and embrace it. Let it feed you, inspire you, and keep you keeping on. Each of you has selected a profession that is in service to others. These are honorable professions, and you are to be commended for your choices. Ultimately, it's not the things you accumulate in life that bring you joy. It's helping others, being compassionate, touching lives, and making a difference in the world. As you embark on your future, consider which of your professors inspired you or influenced you. What qualities does he or she possess? Or those of a fellow student with whom you wanted to work, or someone in whom you could trust and confide. Most of us can identify people in our lives who stand out, who we gravitate toward, who we feel better for having been with. Become that person. Exude those qualities for your students, for your clients, for the people in your sphere of influence. In the long run, that's what people will remember about you. Be the person who down the road others say inspired them. Remember, it's not what you are, but who you are that matters most. In closing, this has been an extraordinary year. The classes of 2020 and 2021 won't be defined by what was lost during this pandemic, but how you've responded to it. There is much for you and your families to celebrate today. You've received a world-class education, and I can't wait to see what you do with it. Go Beach.
Thank you for your inspiring words, Dr. Echeverria. At this time, I would like to call to the podium Dr. Laura Portnoy, Associate Dean for Faculty Development, Research, and Graduate Studies in the College of Education. She will recognize our dedicated student awardees from the class of 2020.
Good morning. It is my privilege to recognize our graduating students from the class of 2020 who have earned special distinctions. If you would please stand as I call your name. Audience, if you would please hold your applause until I've called the names of all distinguished student awardees. Outstanding graduate, Jennifer Montepeque Diaz, EDS School Psychology. Graduate Dean's List, Ana Yela Barragan, MS Counseling, Marriage and Family Therapy. Cindy Garcia, MS Counseling, Student Development and Higher Education. Emily Kemkes, MA Education, Dual Language Development. Jennifer Montepeque Diaz, EDS School Psychology. Gabriela Robles, MA Education, Social and Cultural Analysis of Education. And Stephanie Spencer Smith, MA Education, Educational Administration. Outstanding thesis, Alexander Odonis, MA Education, Curriculum and Instruction. Outstanding graduate in Liberal Studies, Jared Tanyelu, BA Liberal Studies. Outstanding initial credential student, Paul Kim, single subject credential, Physical Education. And Esbede Sanchez, single subject credential, Music. And the outstanding advanced credential student, Michelle Severson, preliminary administrative services credential. Congratulations to all distinguished awardees. And now, I would like to introduce the class of 2020's outstanding graduate, Jennifer Montepeque Diaz.
Okay. Welcome, graduates, families, and friends. Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Jennifer Victoria Montepeque Diaz. I am a first-generation college student, first-generation citizen, and I am a daughter of immigrants. In 1990, my parents left their beloved Guatemala and arrived to this country on their separate journeys, only to meet each other 2 years after their arrival in our very own city of Long Beach. Despite the many barriers that my parents encountered, they worked tirelessly to navigate the life in the United States in order to provide for my sister and I. As hard as they worked, by the time I finished the 10th grade, I had accepted that my high school graduation would mark the end of my academic career and that I would enter the workforce to help my parents make ends meet. Given that I am here today sharing my story, it is evident that I was mistaken. Ms. Martinez, a school social worker, made her office a safe environment for me to check in when life was getting to be too much. Mr. Chai, a school counselor, pushed me to participate in extracurriculars so that I could become a competitive college candidate. Mr. Harrison, a college and career counselor, helped me apply for college and submit my FAFSA application so that I could afford to pay for college. And Dr. Burton, a special education teacher, believed in me before I believed in myself. She encouraged me to pursue a profession in school psychology, a profession that I am proud to now be a part of. As educators, practitioners, and service providers, we have a duty to advocate in efforts to ensure that all students have access to a quality education, no matter their background, to ensure that they are not hindered by limitations rooted in an education system that was not built with them in mind. Working in education is not easy. In fact, it's far from it. But it's imperative that you remember that we really can make a difference. The encouragement you're willing to offer or the safe space that you create in your classroom can lead a student closer to achieving the success they envision for themselves. Who knows? They might even be asked to give a commencement speech one day. Congratulations, graduates. The field eagerly awaits your arrival and your accompanying hope for a better tomorrow. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jenny. Let's give her another big hand. And folks, we have now reached the time for the presentation of the candidates for the class of 2020. Will the candidates for doctoral degrees from the class of 2020 please stand? President Connolly, these candidates have satisfactorily completed all of the requirements for the Doctor of Education degree and have been approved by their faculty to receive their degrees.
You have been recommended to me by the Provost and Senior Vice President for Student Affairs, by your Dean, and by your distinguished faculty. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I confer upon each of you who has fulfilled all requirements the degree of Doctor of Education with all the rights and privileges thereto. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Congratulations, doctors. Will the candidates for the master's degrees from the class of 2020 please stand? President Connolly, these candidates have satisfactorily completed all of the requirements for their respective degrees and have been approved by the faculty to receive their degrees.
You have been recommended to me by the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, by your Dean, and by your distinguished faculty. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I confer upon each of you who has fulfilled the requirements of the appropriate master's degree with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Today, we also honor those students who already have degrees and have returned to complete credential programs. Will the credential candidates from the class of 2020 please stand? President Connolly, these candidates have satisfactorily completed all requirements for their credentials and have been approved to receive their credentials.
You have been recommended to me by the Provost and Senior Vice President of Academic Affairs, by your Dean, and by your distinguished faculty. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I recommend for each of you the credential appropriate to your program of study. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Congratulations. The final group of students from the class of 2020 that we present today are candidates for the bachelor's degree in liberal studies. These include students completing the Integrated Teacher Education Program, ITEP, which consists of both the bachelor's degree and the multiple subject teaching credential, and students completing the bachelor's degree in liberal studies. Also included are students in our residency programs, UTeach, and the Urban Dual Credential Program, UDCP. Will the candidates for the BA degrees from the class of 2020 please stand? President Connolly, these candidates have satisfactorily completed all requirements for their degree and have been approved by their faculty to receive the bachelor's degree in liberal studies.
You have been recommended to me by the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, by your Dean, and by your distinguished faculty. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I confer upon each of you who has fulfilled the requirements the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Liberal Studies with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. For those who have also completed credentials, I recommend for each of you the credential appropriate to your program of study. Baccalaureate graduates, you may now move your tassel to the left side of your cap. This signifies completion of your undergraduate degree. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Congratulations, class of 2020. Today, we also remember and acknowledge the hard work, focus, and dedication of 3 College of Ed students who have sadly passed away. These students, Daniela Escobar, Brianna Merkley, and Dolores Benjamin, were focused on making a positive impact in the field of education and are fondly remembered by their faculty and College of Education staff. Daniela Escobar, a liberal studies student, loved Cal State Long Beach and was a driven and focused student. She's remembered by her friends as someone who had a fire inside of her, determined to live every day as if it were another opportunity to make somebody else smile as big as she did. Daniela inspired all those who knew her to, above all else, pursue a life filled with happiness, regardless of the challenges that life brings. Brianna Merkley, a UTeach student, is fondly remembered by her faculty, who shared that Brianna Merkley was an extraordinary person. She made such a huge impact on all of us. She was the life of the party, the cohort mom, the mother hen checking to make sure everyone was okay, and the first to volunteer to help others. She was passionate about teaching and being the best that she could be for her students. She made a huge positive impact on all of us. And finally, Dolores Benjamin, a candidate in the Educational Leadership Doctoral Program, was a strong ally in the field of education, spending over 30 years serving in higher education. She also mentored and taught in faith-based settings through the many programs that she established. A member of our cohort in the Educational Leadership Doctoral Program remembers Dolores as bringing a kindness, a joy, and a confidence that made a difference for those around her. Each of these students made an impact on their peers, friends, and College of Education faculty and staff. Today we remember and celebrate them and their accomplishments. At this time, I would like to call to the podium Dr. Rebecca Bustamante, Associate Dean for Community Engagement and Credential Programs in the College of Education, who will recognize our student awardees from the class of 2021.
Hello, and buenos dias. It is my privilege to recognize our graduating class of 2021 who have earned special distinctions. If you would please stand as I call your name. And audience, if you would please hold your applause until I've called the names of all our distinguished student awardees. Outstanding graduate, Lewis Williams, Master of Science, Counseling, Student Development in Higher Education. Graduate Dean's List, Germán Aguilar Tinajero, Masters of Arts in Education, Social and Cultural Analysis of Education. David Hawley, Masters of Education and Educational Administration. Monica Quesada, Masters of Science, Counseling, Student Development in Higher Education. Lizette Rojas, Masters of Education in Educational Psychology. Seth Stewart, Masters of Science in Counseling Psychology. And Lana Tran, Masters of Education in Early Childhood Education. Outstanding theses, Haley Batchelor, Masters of Early Childhood Education. Yesenia Hernandez, Masters of Education in Social and Cultural Analysis of Education. Marie Montoya, Masters of Arts, Counseling, Student Development in Higher Education. And now our outstanding graduate in the Liberal Studies program is Catherine Babbitt, Bachelor's in Liberal Studies with an integrated teacher credential from the Integrated Teacher Education Program. Outstanding initial credential student, we have Tricia Camargo, single subject in social science, and Emmerich Doan, single subject credential in music. And finally, our outstanding advanced credential student, Rebecca Phillips, preliminary administrative services credential. Congratulations to all our distinguished awardees. And now, it's my pleasure to introduce our outstanding graduate from the class of 2021, Lewis Williams.
Congratulations, California State University Long Beach College graduates. I bring you greetings and best wishes. With the difficult health challenges our country has faced during this horrific global COVID-19 pandemic, each of us should take a moment and give ourselves a round of applause for being here today at this graduation. Today is a special day. You did it. You are here with your family, spouses, children, parents, friends, faculty, staff, administrators, and colleagues to celebrate this major accomplishment. As we transition into another realm of life, I want to leave you with some words of encouragement. Discover yourself. Consider this journey as a means to learn more about yourself. The purpose is to grow as a human being. Discover what you're good at, discover what you love to do, and what you dislike. Discover why, and you'll become happier and more passionate in life. Learn from everything. Remember, every moment is an opportunity to learn from everyone around you. Pay attention when things go well, pay extra attention when they do not, and watch how people react. Build relationships with people who face problems by being their solution. Make connections. Your biggest asset is your network. Networking plus resilience equals success. It won't be easy, but you must start somewhere. This is just the first step on the stairwell, so don't give up and know that best is yet to come. Remember the 4 Ps. Be positive, be principled, be proactive, and be productive. Remember that a key part about being proactive is focusing on the positives. Remember that a hello and a smile goes a long ways, and it might make the day of someone going through hardship. For many of us, the path to this graduation has not been easy. 50 years ago, a high school education was sufficient for getting a decent job to support your family. In the 21st century, it takes some form of higher education to get that job. In making the decision to go to college, you have opened the door of more opportunities. I hope you never lose the will to learn. You reach one goal today by earning your degree or certificate. Remember, this is an intermediate goal that has prepared you to take the next step forward. The more education you attain, the more doors you will open. Today, we celebrate commencement, a fresh start. As someone who believes in lifelong learning, I truly hope that this is the beginning of your educational journey. Never be discouraged, never look back, and when we fall forward. Congratulations to the class of 2020 and 2021. Go Beach!
Wonderful. Another big hand for Lewis. Okay, folks, we've reached the time for the presentation of the 2021 candidates. Will the candidates for the doctoral degree from the class of 2021 please stand? President Connolly, these candidates have satisfactorily completed all of the requirements for the Doctor of Education degree and have been approved by their faculty to receive their degrees.
You have been recommended to me by the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, by your Dean, and by your distinguished faculty. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I confer upon each of you who has fulfilled all requirements the degree of Doctor of Education with the rights and privileges thereto. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Congratulations, doctors. Will the candidates for master's degrees from the class of 2021 please stand? President Connolly, these candidates have satisfactorily completed all of the requirements for their respective degrees and have been approved by their faculty to receive their degrees.
You have been recommended to me by the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, by your Dean, and by your distinguished faculty. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I confer upon each of you who has fulfilled the requirements of the appropriate master's degree with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. You may be seated. Or not.
Congratulations. Will the candidates for credentials from the class of 2021 please stand? President Connolly, these candidates have satisfactorily completed all requirements for their credentials and have been approved to receive their credentials.
You have been recommended to me by the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, by your Dean, and by your distinguished faculty. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I recommend for each of you the credential appropriate to your program of study. Congratulations.
Yay.
You may be seated.
Congratulations. And the final group of students from the class of 2021 that we present today are candidates for the bachelor's degree in liberal studies. These include students completing their integrated teacher education program, the U-Teach, and the Urban Dual Credential programs. Will the candidates for the bachelor's degree in liberal studies from the class of 2021 please stand? President Connolly, these candidates have satisfactorily completed all requirements for their degree and have been approved by their faculty to receive the bachelor's degree in liberal studies.
You have been recommended to me by the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, by your Dean, and by your distinguished faculty. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I confer upon each of you who has fulfilled the requirements the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Liberal Studies, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. For those who have also completed credentials, I recommend for each of you the credential appropriate to your program of study. Baccalaureate graduates, you may now move your tassel to the left side of your cap. This signifies completion of your undergraduate degree. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Congratulations, class of 2021. You did it, yay. And now please welcome our representative from the CSULB Alumni Council, Mr. Kurt Brower.
Thank you, Dean Pavri. It is truly an honor to be here today. As a Beach alumnus and an alumni parent, I have a sense of what it took for all of you to get here today, and I want you to know how much I admire both you and your families. What you have accomplished is nothing short of extraordinary. Your time at the beach has shaped your future in more ways than you can have ever imagined, and you don't have to leave behind just because you're leaving campus. Graduates, as you receive your degrees today, you become part of a truly impressive group, the CSULB alumni family, which is more than 350,000 strong. You now will follow in the footsteps of many alumni who have built our communities through their hard work, talent, and service. In addition, with the class of 2021, California State University has reached a milestone of 4 million living alumni. To provide you with the magnitude of this number, your CSU alumni network is larger than the population of 23 US states, which is absolutely remarkable. On behalf of CSULB alumni, I offer you my sincere congratulations and encourage you to stay connected with the Beach community throughout your life. Thank you, and go Beach.
Thank you, Kurt. Well, we're approaching the end. Thank you, President Connolly. Congratulations to each and every graduate. As we conclude, we have some important thank yous and acknowledgements, but first give yourselves a big hand. All right, now for some acknowledgements and thank yous. To our sign language interpretation provided by the CSULB Bob Murphy Access Center. Thank you. We're also grateful to the staff and leadership here at Angel Stadium for working with us to make an in-person celebration possible. We also thank the university's commencement team, who's worked long and hard through an ever-changing landscape of what was safe, possible, and doable. Thank you. This field is a coliseum for excellence and world-class performance. Most of the time, that involves the realm of sport. This morning, we are here to honor your excellence and world-class potential in the field of education. Congratulations again. We ask that you please remain seated until the recessional has been completed. Let the recessional begin.